What's up, guys? Welcome back to another F1 video. So after a long 2 months of waiting, it's finally time to install our SPD Performance High Flow mid-pipe on our 24 5-liter. Now, if you've been subscribed to this channel for any amount of time, you know that we have done a ton of different exhaust setups, but believe it or not, I've never installed high flow cats. Now, this was very expensive, like borderline premium brand long tubes expensive, but I am hoping to see similar results as doing headers with a much simpler install, because from my experience, Ford manifolds flow super good. You just got to uncork the rest of the exhaust. And so I'm hoping for some big results, performance and sound wise, out of this mid pipe. So let's go ahead, unbox her, and check out just how freaking gorgeous this thing is. I mean, it looks super good. Cannot wait to throw it on the truck. So new Y pipe, high flow cat, got a flex pipe on, I don't know if it's driver or passenger. Gonna connect with a V-band on one, slip on the other, and then this should connect directly to our Corsa Extreme, which I'm hoping by the end of this video actually sounds extreme, because currently it's like Corsa Mellow, at least like maybe in my skewed perspective of loud trucks, because everything is stupidly loud. It's pretty freaking quiet. So like I said, I'm hoping for some pretty decent performance improvement, like actual feel the difference while driving, and obviously the sound should be dramatically improved. So like I said, got my hopes high. Let's hope I don't get let down. Let's go ahead, get one final startup on the factory cats, get this thing up to the house, get to installing. Got the truck pulled up on some ramps, hopefully give us enough clearance to get everything out. Jack stands underneath. First thing we want to do is go ahead and disconnect our negative terminal. We are going to be messing around down there by the starter. The last thing you want to do is cause some kind of short. So let me grab a 10 mil, pop this guy off. And make sure you set your parking brake before doing this. We're going to start by disconnecting our cat back. It's a 13 mil. Now we got to disconnect our crossover pipe. It's a 15 mil, and thanks to Ford for putting the bolt up instead of down, it is probably going to be a royal pain in the butt. We'll get it free. Now we got two 15 mils holding the mid pipe onto the manifolds. Now, of course, on the passenger side, we got an O2 sensor blocking our way, so we're going to go ahead and pull that guy out, and then that'll give us access to those two nuts. You got two O2 sensors on each side, one above the cat, one on the cat, which this guy holds a ton of heat, so be careful not to burn yourself like I just did. But it's a 7/8. I was able to crack them free, and then this guy is totally loose. This guy up here, I didn't have enough room. I was hitting the cat, or I was hitting the transmission, so I was able to use a 15/16, which had a little bit of play, but since it was broken loose, there was no worry of stripping it, and that got it to where I could rotate it, and now I can get it out by my hand. So we'll just go ahead and spin these guys all the way out. Be nice and careful with them. We'll just ease her down right here and make sure we don't hang up on it when we're pulling the exhaust out. So now we might need to use a flex pipe or a little flex adapter, but we should be able to pull those two guys out now. And just FYI, the driver's side is even more fun than the passenger, but I was able to get them out, went above the drive shaft up front and then below over here. And once you crack them free, you can spin them out real easy. Well, now that we got it disconnected, I think what we want to do is go back and then forward. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to drop the cross member. It's looking a little suspect. It's two 13/16s holding the transmission to the cross member. Now we're gonna go ahead and support it with the jack. I've got some wood on it. We're gonna use the transfer case right here. I feel like that's the safest spot. So we'll go ahead and just apply pressure, get it up off of here just a smidge. Then we'll bust this guy loose, drop it down. It's gonna be an 18 mil and a 15 mil. Now there's a heat shield connected to this, so we might have to pop that guy free too, so that it doesn't hit the exhaust when we drop it down. Yep, it is a 10. Hopefully this doesn't just come crashing down. All right, let's try. Oh, we got some heat shield stuck on there. So, will she come out like that? We're gonna try taking the bolt out of this hanger. Ah, okay. This outside piece is gonna come off just like that. Oh, baby. She is free. She's out. Finally got the factory mid-pipe out. About to throw in our new SPD. Hopefully it goes in a little bit smoother than this one did. Honestly, not the worst thing ever, but pretty annoying. Just having to figure out exactly what to tweak in order to get it to drop out of there. But she's out. The cat with the flex pipe goes on the driver's side, so we're gonna start by getting it up into place. Let's go ahead and get the passenger side lined up. Oh, I'm just tripping. All right, there's the key. All right, so you just gotta push the crap out of it with your knee. Push that heat shield up to where you can get it on. Now we can bolt this cat down. Once we get this guy into place, at least get our V-band connected. We're not tightening it all the way up, we're just getting it snug. All right, that's just holding the two pipes together. She's still loose. So I'm gonna play around with this thing for a bit, get everything where it seems to be the happiest, tighten down the cats, tighten this guy down, put our O2 sensors back in there, and then I'll catch up with y'all for the cat back. I'm running super late to baseball, so I didn't film it, but I got the cross member back into place, tightened it down, got that clamp on, tightened the V-band, got our bolts up top tight. We still got to do the heat shield bolts and that driver's side alignment pin, the little bracket that clamps it together. Got to put that on. Then it'll be ready to put the cat back on and then crank this thing up and do the break-in procedure of these cats. You do have to do a couple different steps in order for the truck to be happy and those cats to break in properly. So I guess I'll catch up with y'all first thing in the morning. We'll get the rest of it knocked out. All right, guys, it is 6 in the morning and we got to get this knocked out before work. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen the Corsa muffler, drop it down, get it lined up with our new Y pipe, and then I'm gonna go back and tighten everything up. I understand you're rusty, but turn loose. Tell y'all what, those skid plates are no joke. So we've officially offered our blood sacrifice, and now it is time to actually crank this truck for the very first time and do our converter break-in. So it says to start the engine, but do not rev engine, idle and allow engine to come up to operating temp. After 10 minutes, increase the engine speed to 2,500 RPM. Hold at 2,500 RPM for 2 minutes. Allow engine to cool down. Drive lightly for 5 minutes before any watt. So we're gonna go ahead and crank it, let it run for 10 minutes, and then we'll hold it at 2,500 RPMs for 2 minutes, turn it off, let it cool down all the way, and then we'll go drive it for 5 minutes, just normal, low RPM driving, and then she should be ready. So we just left the house and now we got to drive for 5 minutes, being under control, light throttle input, just letting those cats get all the way up to temp, broken in, let the truck learn, hey, maybe we got a little bit more flow going out, adjust for that, and then it says after 5 minutes you can do whatever. adjusted it all different ways, trying to loosen it, adjust, tighten, loosen it, adjust, tighten. It keeps puffing off at different sides. So I'm hoping that it just figures out where it's wanting to be and it seals while we drive. I don't hear it, but when you crank it on a cold start, you can hear it. I got under there and I can feel it. So we'll just have to see if that ends up sealing, and then once we get back home, we'll re-torque everything, and hopefully that will fix the issue and there's not any kind of out around problem, because that would be extremely unfortunate. Do a little half throttle right here. Hopefully the wind didn't wreck y'all. Considerably louder, for sure. That was like, what, 3,500, 4,000 RPMs? Considerably louder, definitely. We gotta slow down. Good Lord. It is so much louder, and that freaking ripped. Holy crap. It's way freaking louder. That's 3,000 RPMs. Fastest we've gone on the streets of Mexico is 8:58. Let's see how she'll do.
Quarter mile.
All right, holy crap. Dude, it launched like it's never launched before. That initial hit was so much better. Typically, it's a little laggy right off the front.
Half mile.
8:34. Let's freaking go. When I was installing this, I was thinking, hey, if it does actually flow better, that might make the engine more efficient and make our fuel economy a little bit better. So I reset our trip right after installing the high flows, and that was at like 19.6 or something like that. And now after quite a bit of driving, we did a pretty long marketplace run, and now we've done our 8th mile run. We're sitting at 22.7. Now, a lot of that was interstate cruising, but we've done quite a few exhaust romps just to hear it. We've done the 8th mile run and then around town and stuff. So maybe it is just the driving that I did, or maybe it did actually increase our fuel economy. But 22.7, that's pretty freaking insane. So whether or not it is legit like 2-3 miles per gallon improved by doing this, can't really say for sure. But there she is, boy. So I'm gonna make a separate video dedicated just purely to the exhaust sound, because I don't have enough time, and I got to get this video up now. I got to edit it and everything. I got like a couple of hours to get it up. So there she is. Hopefully you did enjoy. It is definitely a big difference. Sound is a huge difference. Performance clearly was improved. And once we get that freaking exhaust leak fixed, I am going to be absolutely in love with it. That's the only thing holding me back right now, because when you do cold start it, it does have that, and you get your hand in there and feel it. So I'm hoping I just got to take everything back loose, readjust it, and then we won't have that issue anymore. And I want to do that before I do the outside exhaust clips and stuff, because there's probably a chance you might can hear it, and I just don't want to do that. So anyways, there she is, SPD High Flow catted Y pipe installed on the 24 5-liter. Definitely a big improvement, sound and performance. So I'm pretty happy with it, as long as I can get that exhaust leak fixed. So with that said, hopefully you did enjoy. Comment down below, let me know. I'll see y'all boys in the next one.